What's up, guys? Here we go into Barrera versus Morales 3. One of my favorite fights, one of my favorite fighters, Marco Antonio Barrera. He was very popular around the time when I was getting into boxing and one of those good champions. And just, you're like, oh, how do you fight? And then, like, oh, go watch Marco Antonio Barrera. So he was pretty good. Um, I don't think a lot of the fighters from the 90s were super technical, but these guys were very good at fighting, right? Not the idea of the oh, my technique is perfect, so I've got great power and great speed, and all that stuff is always perfect. But um, Barrera just a very good fighter. Okay, now I do want to point out very good hand position most of the time, getting to the front foot, ready to catch a jab. But getting to these positions, and when he gets to this position, notice him deflecting the jab here, and he's going to do this move. This is Canelo's move here, right? Catches the jab, boom, jumps into a left hook to the body. So not only showing that he's kind of going to be a master at one of these Fouts boxing all-time great skills, catching the jab, but having plans and traps to use off of that put him in further positions to score. Okay, so able to take his opponent's ability to score and catch that jab. Again, you can see him with his glove here in this position, ready to catch, ready to get um, to catch and start setting his traps up. And then once he realizes that nothing is coming, right? He's got his opponent trapped in the corner, right? Boom, boom. Getting his gloves up, right? Ready to catch those jabs. And as soon as he sees nothing's coming, he's able to start throwing punches and make an attack on his opponent's line while he has a superior position. He's more able to understand who's going to get to go first. Beautiful shot again. Ready to catch here. Comes forward, stepping jab, parries that shot. Excellent work. And then coming in with the left hook here. Looks like it catches him on the face just a little bit. But again, such great control and mastery at working off of his opponent's jab. Marco Antonio Barrera, one of my favorite fighters. Doing a good job here, showing him the jab here. Boom. Gets him to parry, right? I think he was hitting him with it earlier, and now he's going to come around with guard with the hook. And then even has a follow up there, too. So now, one thing that Barrera not very good at here, he's never been very good at blocking with his left hand. Does do a good job of parrying with the right hand, but the blocks when he leaves a sequence not always not always super accurate with his defense there. Relying more on being able to kind of pull and peel off the line than interact with the rear hand or his opponent's right hand. Like in this case here, the shot comes at him, getting his guard up and then kind of pulling and kind of rolling away a little bit, but the not really the preferred way to get away with that shot, away from that. And again, coming forward and able to put so much pressure on Eric Morales as Eric Morales rocks to the front foot. He's ready to catch those jabs, right? He's ready to start interacting with it every single time Morales comes forward, and Eric Morales kind of gets stunned there just for a second, and then it allows Barrera to control him. Boom, boom, follow up and steal a few punches, right? Continually putting himself in a good position, continually getting, I'll say free pressure on Eric Morales, again, because he has such good control of Morales' jab. Morales trying to get into a front foot position himself, trying to come forward because Barrera's been alienating him, putting the pressure on him. Doesn't feel comfortable letting his jab go, not catching a jab, getting pushed out of the position. Eric Morales is known for having a good straight right hand, so we'll see if he's able to open that up against Barrera. But so far, this round is a clinic. Doing a good job here, catching the jab. Boom. He didn't actually catch it, but good timing, getting off and then coming on with this little stepping hook thing here. Little stepping jab there. Morales trying to counter over the top. Morales giving up that position. Now, Morales always had a weird kind of guard or weird kind of like stiff back kind of thing. Like, I don't know what he's doing wrong there, but jab, jab gets pushed off the line. Notice his guard, his hand is like by his face, right? But if you turn, like all the space there, right? So Barrera still wind up clocking him a little bit. Um, yeah, so far this is a very dominant round for Barrera. And good job right there, seeing that shot coming, getting under the jab and coming up with the hook to the body. Um, Beautiful timing, and again, he's been landing the follow-up shot as well. So beautiful, beautiful work there from Barrera. over and over again, in fact. Boom, boom, boom. Now, I definitely think that he kind of stunned him here. Gets the shot right through the guard here. Maybe it looks like it's a slightly deflected, but definitely catches him with that shot here. But I would highly not recommend taking a break in the fight and giving your opponent free space and giving your opponent, because look at Barrera just takes it, clocks him there, clocks him to the body, clocks him there to the body, and takes 3 free punches, because he let him get that space on him. Again, beautiful control of Morales' jab. And again, while he's used all that energy to beat on Morales, Morales gets his little opportunity there to come back at him. Let's just go back and look at that. Again, he just was beating on him a bunch, right? Now, as soon as it's Eric Morales' turn to go, parry, ready to parry, parry, peeling off the line, ready to parry, catching it with his elbow. You know, Morales can't find a meaningful place to really get Barrera out of position, one where he feels comfortable letting his shots go. All because he's, number one, a few problems. Eric Morales, not really a positional fighter. We see him crossing the line here, but he doesn't really have good positions. He doesn't have good body mechanics. And again, very, very poor defense from him, getting pushed to the back half of his line. Not only can he not make it to the back to the front foot with any pull counters or any moves like that, but he just keeps eating punches by Barrera, who can continually throw these combinations. Pretty decent stuff. But pop, 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 pop. Some fluid punches from Eric Morales too, but just not as fluid. Mostly like one punch at a time. You know, not that like if he hits you a bunch of times in a row, he's not going to hurt you. Those are decent kinds of punches from him. But Barrera looks like he's kind of flowing around him a little bit. He's able to. Whoops. Um, he's able to see all that weight coming and interact with Morales in a very, very meaningful way. Good active guard from Barrera, crossing the line. Very, very good circling from Eric, too. Getting to push back, and as soon as he gets to this position here, front foot, back foot, getting to the line, controlling space so that he can circle, right, and step around. Stepping jab and eating a hook to the body, but more importantly, not doing what modern fighters usually do today, which is getting stuck against the ropes. Winding up against all the way back with their back against the ropes, and just not really able to interact with their opponent. Giving away too many punches too often. Again, Morales not able to catch any punches, not really able to interact, having a hard time because the jab keeps coming out, interacting with Barrera at all. Boom, parried this one. Boom, another one. So Eric Morales gives him a feint here, and Barrera bites on it. However, when the counter comes, because it was that same one, jump down, leaping hook, it's that same one that he was throwing before. He got the reaction that he was looking for, but didn't actually counter it. Coming in again with that jab there, getting countered again to the body. A little bit of cheating there, a little bit of holding. I don't want to focus on that. It's boring. Some good little scrapping there. Morales getting to the front foot decently right now. Really getting his way to the line here, getting into pendulum. Boom, boom. Jabbing up, 2, shifting forward a little bit, penduluming with the jab into the 2 again. Crappy hook. He's mostly a bladed fighter, so He's mostly a bladed fighter, so he's not really crossing the line. So he's going to be very predictable for Barrera. Can't tell if Barrera. No, he's getting hit. He looks like he's attempting a cross block. Man, Eric really, really struggling to catch and work with these jabs. And again, you can kind of see Barrera trying to catch and shoot his jab at the same time. Eric Morales getting into pendulum, shooting off his jab a little bit. Jab, jab, pendulum right there into the two. Trying to make it like kind of a short, like Virgil Ortiz, boom, boom. But again, these guys had tricks usually, but not usually the most technical. Oof, beautiful. Again, he's not really catching the jab very often. And he gets to the front foot, boop, gets to the front foot, boop, and then getting timed here, boom, boom, boom. Doing a good job there again. And again, take a look at his rear glove, getting into this position, ready to interact with the jab, ripping out of that. Not quite Ryan Garcia. Oof. Now again, I hate going for this move here. Gets put to the back foot here. Eric Morales jumps on his line. He opens up with an uppercut. Looks like he gets smacked by a right hand. Ooh. Again, not very good here with the left block. Not very savvy with his left arm shoulder there. Even though he does have good jabs, good hooks. Yeah, neither one of these guys really getting into their momentum, getting into a rhythm. Um, Eric Morales has a decent 1-2 that has some down up in it, but Barrera doesn't really. He's usually just coming forward. His left hook kind of does, but his right hand doesn't. Timing that jab again into that leaping hook right there, and again, just look at him. He's an animal, just ripping into that shot. Again, Eric Morales having a very, very difficult time getting him out of position. Boom. Trying to have to leap in with the hook here to sneak the two in. And again, Barrera, not very good blocking with that left hand. Not very good at all. But take a look at how good he is at getting off the line here, right? He's going backing into the ropes here, and then finds a way to circle out completely, and he's turned the tide. Now he's got his opponent circling away from him. He's got the ring cut off, you know? Jumping into a beautiful 1-1-2 there. Beautiful. Bop, bop. 2, 3. Gets an attack coming. Pulls that shot. Gets back on the line. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful sequence there. Now again, ooh. He jumps on the line here with the 1, and Barrera tries to time it with that same move, but it becomes a 1-2. It doesn't look like Morales is landing, actually. I thought it was like more of a big deal than it is, but man, could be very, very dangerous right there. Again, it is very dangerous to try to counter every single punch your opponent throws, especially with like pull counters or things that happen after the your opponent's attack, because combinations can easily disrupt a pull counter. Crazy to watch Morales falling off balance so much. Just real quick. If Morales, that's the extent of his active guard right there. You see, take a look at his structure here, right? Look at his hip, look at the angling of his back and this and all this stuff here. He's not really getting into a position. His back foot position here is bad, and now he can no longer cross the line. But he's going to get hit by almost all those kinds of punches because of that bladed style. He doesn't really have a good structure for his front foot. Again, he can't really move his head anywhere. And then I just want to point out that this is just kind of what's supposed to happen if you aren't allowed to duck below the waist and grab. This is boxing. This is what you guys signed up for. Now Barrera right there, without any defense on his line, right? Just again um, allowing Morales to do the same thing, disrupting him here, right? Again, we haven't been able to see Eric Morales really go into Barrera because his jab keeps getting countered, right? And we can see how the only way that he has to really jump into his shots is off that pendulum. And simply by virtue of Barrera being able to disrupt that jab, probably something he learned over the course of the first two fights, he can generate a significant advantage against Barrera in the scoring, just over time. It's not like some crazy advantage where he's like 100 and 0, in terms of scoring, but it's enough um, to keep him ahead, you know, working off of and disrupting Eric Morales' jab. And Eric Morales mostly not really able to interact with Barrera's jab. So anytime Barrera wants to go, right? Again, just completely stuffing him here. Stuffed. Almost got him. Stuffed. 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 Parrying the jab there. Finally, a little counter, right? Not like a super serious thing. His feet are not on the ground. Don't get hit by Eric Morales, but deciding not to interact with the jab, boom, and counter, and then catching it, getting under the rear hand, not ducking below the waist, you know. Unfortunately for him, he didn't make any counters out of it. He didn't really get any value out of it. Man, just crazy nuts though, right? Eric Morales penduluming and then slipping, very similar to if the right hand came, and then Barrera in position to counter already, and then again take advantage of it, get under that follow-up shot, that random stray bullet from Morales, pop, 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 and then again pop. kind of it just feels like he's kind of playing Eric Morales like a like an instrument, he's just not quite beating him like a drum yet. Touching his guard here, pop, pop, trying to steal a little body shot. Oh my goodness. Again, he has no good head movement, falling off balance when he throws his right hand. He's trying to jump out and use a 2 foot punch to throw his left cross, but again, doesn't really move his head. He's not planted. His footwork is really bad. Mr. Morales is. Getting to the front foot, back foot, front foot, and getting timed. Again, he doesn't have very good counters, so Barrera was like, I'm pretty sure this is okay. Gives him a little space to punch, right? Boom, boom, gets under the right hand. Boom, comes up under the left. Very, very poor guard again. Coming just right hook right around the guard here. Again, it's not great. And again, Barrera doesn't even react particularly well all the time to the right hand. Getting on his line with that little shot there. The uppercut. Boom. Neither one of them wanting the jab. Jeez. What an animal. And again, on average, such good timing. Boom, 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 boom. So fast, man. Like his decision making process, all the stuff that he's doing. And again, it just looks like to me that he's kind of beating Eric Morales up. Hmm? Boom. Eric Morales doing a good job getting under it right there, getting a little bit disrupted there, but again, he didn't get anything off right there before being disrupted. So much of that work on his front foot, no back foot position. You can see him on the ball of his back foot here, right? Never really putting that heel down. Good timing right there. Okay, but he has to shoot the 1-2 like that first because again his structure is so bad. Man, I remember trying to learn how to fight right-handed when I first started fighting right-handed, and my coach telling me never to put my heel down either, um, unless I was punching. But yeah, very, very, very difficult, to keep your back heel all the way up. Very difficult to box and move, and I'll say nigh impossible. Again, a guy like Eric Morales never gonna make it to a title again. There's too much information. People are too good. Ooh. There you go. A little bit of an adjustment from Eric Morales, trying to sneak into his rear hand right here. Looks like it's still being seen a little bit by Barrera, but not reacted to perfectly, so we'll see if he can make an adjustment. But yeah, I think Barrera a little bit more hesitant to lead with his own jab right now. Maybe because he's worried about getting hit with right hands over the top. Getting to the line here. Under that shot a little bit, shifting. It's pretty good right here, right? He's getting to this position. Boom, made his position. He's going to take a step here as the left hook comes, and he's getting down. It like grazes him a little tiny bit. Shifting, coming in with his own hook. Boom, and another hook. Following the right hand out. Again, this is some beautiful, beautiful work here from Barrera. All right, round 6. Doesn't he just look crazy awkward? A lot less counters right now from Barrera. A lot less control of the space. No leashing. Kind of letting Morales really get going here. And I would imagine that Eric Morales is way more tired than Barrera. Really trying to leap into this shot, jab, boom, excellent shot to the liver right there. Surprised that he's not getting more value out of those shots. Man, getting him again. Boom. Beautiful, beautiful shot. This time fighting off of it. Bop, bop, pendulum, right hand to the head too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work right there. And then again, making it to this position, seeing this shot coming, getting under that shot. Man, beautiful. So it looks like he's trying to pull counter it. Boom. And gets hit with the 1-2. Again, pull counter is very, very dangerous against people who can combination punch very well. And usually only people who are faster than you are going to counter punch or combination punch. Looks like Eric Morales. I don't know if he's tired and he's a little banged up, but really trying to avoid fighting right now. Forcing him into that, into controlling space with a little jab again. Didn't move for any of those punches. Not that any of them were that great, but still, man, crazy. Fucking straight up from Street Fighter, right? Yeah, just such a massive difference between these guys and their ability to interact with the jab. And again, when they're tired, look at who's going forward. I know it was different in the beginning of last round, but we'll see if that continues being the case. Eric Morales starting to give up a lot of punches on the front foot right there. Man, and again, so predictable. So predictable with what he can and can't do. Oof. So again, going first with the jab here. Beautiful shot over the top with the right hand. I think this was one of the shots that Eric Morales was most known for. A lot of energy from the Morales here, and not a lot of interaction again from Barrera, right? Mostly defense, mostly just like, oh, any second he's gonna do the thing. Oof. Again, parrying the jab, walking right into the two. Yeah, and it's looking like without a lot of the countering, I'm not sure if he's technically made an adjustment, Eric Morales, by not throwing as many single jabs or like just regular counterable, because it even looked like he was going to jump in on this one, but excellent parry right there and counter jab there. But it does look like Eric Morales is not really trying to land the jab, but just fight off of it when he does use it. Looked like he was trying to pendulum there. There you go. He went with a quick 1-2 there. Pendulumed here, and then that was enough to feint Barrera. Won't make him think he was going to go. Yeah, and again, Eric Morales looking much more active when he does go. I want to say mostly a sign of him being outboxed, right? Just try to throw as many punches and score as often as he can. Much less finesse in it. Oof. Very, very nice rear hand over the top. Now, very interesting, right? Left side of the line, right side of the line, left side, the jab comes, and he goes boom with the right hand over the top. Beautiful follow ups, too. He really, really goes for it. after he thinks he hurts him. So beautiful, beautiful work. And again, doing a decent job of making it to the other side of the line, but we can see still how awkward his structure looks. If you guys want to learn how to do any of this stuff better, blah, 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 Fouts Boxing Academy, check out the link in the description. Almost 70 members, yada, yada, yada. And if you get a year subscription, it's only like 160 bucks. It's like 13 bucks a month. Okay. It's coaching, film study, and a community to talk boxing. So check it out. Barrera going with that jab again and getting caught over the top. Again, look at the way that he throws that shot here. Look at his position after pivoting on the front foot right here. I know he pendulumed into that, but most of that movement is very, very similar. All that space over the left shoulder. No counter right hand that time from Eric. No counter on the jab that time from Barrera. Basically, I don't want to say they're just playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots right now, but one of them's going, the other one's going, one of them's going, the other one's going. He used all his energy. Now he's going to use all his energy. Now they're going to both rest for a second. Morales had a very, very poor sequence there. Barrera followed up with only one punch, so it was kind of even, and it looked like he used all his energy to wrestle there. Still anybody's round. I don't know if that's true. But both still trying to win the round, right? Both still trying to be the one to have the last punch. Excuse me, guys. All right. Now, Eric Morales choosing to be the one to circle. Barrera choosing the one to come forward. Excellent right hand over the top of that jab again. Not bad there. Kind of tricky. Pop. Getting under this shot here. Trying to shift forward and do some cool stuff. Does look like he's eating this right hand kind of hard. Boom, but good follow-ups. Morales again doesn't have the best post-punch defense, right? Getting stuck in that front foot position, not able to really cross the line or do anything after he throws a shot, except for like kind of throw a left hook. Don't do that, Barrera. Yeah, it is interesting because, the only one way, from Barrera to really counter that jab, right? Catching it and throwing that left hook to the body. Um, not pull countering it, not doing, there's so many other moves that he could be doing, just one of the like things that he could be doing. But a lot of growth, Barrera could be so much better. Not sure exactly why they're being broken right there, but smacking him with that left hook to the body, boom, boom, boom. Barrera is never a guy that's been having like great punch technique. So being able to get that left hook back to the head, might be very difficult for him. All right, Morales circling, walks him into that same trap again. Boom, with the right hand. Man, almost gets him in again. Again, very, very poor post punch defense there from Barrera off of his jab. Decent sometimes when he's just following it up, but, kind of getting stuck there. I wonder if that's how he got hurt by Marquez. I remember Marquez hurt him. I think he dropped him. But Marquez, decent counterpuncher. I could imagine that being where he got him. Pushing him to the ropes here, gets to the ropes, gets to the back to the front foot. Barrera decides it's time to go, but it's like kind of obvious that he's gonna punch or counter punch, right? Decent little escape trick there from Morales, especially for someone who again doesn't have very good positions, doesn't cross a line, transition his weight, change positions very well. Again, getting stuck on the back foot, pretending like that stuff doesn't matter right there. Decent timing, disrupting him there. Definitely looks like Morales is getting more and more tired, or getting more and more slow, and again, the bladed style and all that, very, very, very difficult to keep up as you get tired. Man, how big are these gloves? These guys are landing all their best punches and they're not hurting each other at all. All right, is Morales going to be landing that right hand over the top of that bad guard again, over the top of that jab? Looks like he hurt hurt Barrera or he's pushing Barrera away. Again, this stuff should not be happening. Man, and again, so much rock'em sock'em robots, right? Eric Morales knows that he can't get any of his offense going if he doesn't just start blasting. And Morales only has one way to counter the jab. So he keeps trying to counter the jab that way, and maybe almost walking into right hands, slash slipping right hands, slash actually getting hit by right hands. Again, it's always going to be some variation of them, you know. Sometimes you're going to slip it, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're going to time it well, sometimes you won't. Sometimes he'll time it well. Some decent shifting there from Barrera. Man, is he getting tired? Oh, excellent 2 threes right there. Man, just nuts, right? This guy's like beating you up, pop, pop, and then you're like getting on his line, boom, catch the jab, counter, right? And as soon as you throw that jab, it's just triggering that little trap again. Now again, it's a shame that he's only got that one. But yeah, if Barrera had any good punching power, he's able to force um, Eric Morales into an exchange just for the chance to score. You know, Eric Morales has almost no opportunity to dictate what's going on because if he just throws the jab to control space, he could just lose the fight to all the counters. So he has to strategically save all of his energy to throw counters and punches and control space. Oh man, beautiful shot here. Again, very, very, very poor post punch defense from Eric Morales. Moves his head over there, doesn't have a guard, uh, doesn't catch punches well, doesn't block punches well, doesn't move his head after punching. Crazy round. All right, round 12. Oof, excellent shot right there. Uh, got him with that good shot. Man, he is flipping out. I mean, he might be hurt right there. Definitely might be hurt. Oh, yeah, it definitely looks like he's hurt because he's not throwing at all. Man, honestly, a brutal fight. A brutal fight. Um, Now, again, a lot of the fight, Eric Morales has one kind of jab, right? Stepping jab, hard committed jab. Can he leash with it? Can he circle with it? Very limited, but also just no ability to control his opponent's jab. No ability to stop him from being able to get value out of it. Um, Sometimes with the right hand over the top, But with that being the only way, he has to be in such perfect position all the time, which is not a bad way to control the jab if you can just counter your opponent over the top of it. But overall, because Eric Morales can't really, he threw like one rear hand probe, and he has to step with his jabs and kind of pendulum. It doesn't have positions. Like these flaws just make it very, very difficult for him to beat somebody like, I'll say, like Marco Antonio Barrera. You know, although I think the first fight was much closer. I think Barrera might have lost that one, but I'm not sure if he really lost that one or if it was just like, you know. But anyway, crazy fight. Again, two, I don't want to say limited brawlers. Eric Morales was like a pretty good sharpshooting boxer. Barrera, pretty good boxer, pretty good brawler. Very, very tough guys to fight in their time. Um, pretty well schooled, you know, um, with all the little tricks and all the little, but very, very limited physically. Barrera being able to land so many crazy left hooks to the body, but not able to get a finish. Both of them able to land so many right hands, but neither one of them having very good left hooks either. It's just a sign of the times of how poor their mechanics were. So anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out the Fouts Boxing Academy. Blah blah blah.